Welcome back, guys, to another video. You got Misfit Chris here, and today we're going to be talking about the Sega Nomad. I've been out for a minute, guys, and I'm so happy to be back to share this video with you guys. And I just had a baby girl, so things have been a little bit slower than normal, but we're back on track. So super stoked to be here today. It's been a bit, and I haven't made a video, so as you can see back here is what we're going to be talking about. We'll be talking about the Sega Nomad, guys. And I acquired one on eBay, and I bid on it, and I won for, I think, like 200 and like 40 some shipping, almost 250. Not too bad. And I got it in, and I have my buddy Peter. Shout out to you, Peter. You know who you are. I handed it off to him because my soldering skills just aren't up to par, like where I'd like them to be to work on something that expensive, and I just felt a little more comfortable with my buddy helping me out. And so we made a trade. I traded him Silent Hill original on the PlayStation for some work. I had scored it at a yard sale, and we actually met at the same yard sale together. And he really wanted it, and he was a bigger fan of Silent Hill, so I said, hey man, take this copy of Silent Hill and, you know, help me out. So I got a new screen, a TFT screen, and put it in the Sega Nomad. And for you that don't know, that's an upgraded screen for the Sega Nomad, because the Sega Nomad screen originally was, washed out. You know, it's over 20 years old. You know, it's not up to, today's standards, you know. And so playing on a nice screen really helps out a lot for gameplay. And I handed it off to Peter. We made the trade, and I got a recap kit for Console 5. I'll put a link down in the description where Console 5 is. And I got the recap kit, and then I got a new glass. I didn't get that from Console 5. Usually you can pick that up from Console 5. And also the screen you can pick up from Console 5, usually for like 20 bucks. I picked it up scalper price on eBay, overpaid, like I think almost 50. And they actually didn't send the cable that goes to the screen, so that was kind of like, man, you know. So I had to wait like over a week in order to get the cable that goes to the screen, and then finally handed it off to Peter. He recapped it, and then you know, I got it back, and now it's beautiful. It plays almost perfectly. There seems to be something with like high bass. So if anybody knows anything about Sega Nomads, it seems to affect the screen when there's like high bass on the screen. So it kind of like acts like a ripple effect or whatever, but you can barely tell. He fixed it pretty good though. I gave it back to him another time, and it pretty much went away. So without further ado, here is the Sega Nomad that I got, guys. Check that out, you know. So it's got the new glass on it. I just ordered a new what'd you call it? What the hell did I order? I freaking ordered, it'll come back to me in a minute, but anyways, there's the back, super clean. Look at that label, guys. I mean, they only made 1 million Sega Nomads, and so I wonder how many there are actually left now in the world, you know. So anyways, I also got this really awesome DIY. You can actually buy this assembled battery pack by Laser Bear. I'll put a link down in the description where you can pick this up. And so there it is, all 3D printed. It's got these pogo pins on the back that connect to the battery. And they recommend you use Nightcore batteries. So this is Nightcore 3500 mAh batteries. These are expensive batteries. They're about $25 a piece right here. And so yeah, but it's over like 7 hours of like battery life on these guys. So this is a really, you can actually charge. There's the charging port right there. You can actually charge right there on the battery pack. But this is kind of a half-baked thing. See this here, they didn't even put like a latch, so I ended up having to put a piece of electrical tape on here on the bottom to make it stick like on the inside. But so you know, that right there, Laser Bear could do better. you can actually buy each part of this battery pack individually for the Sega Nomad. So I just feel like they're kind of cashing in on this thing. But I did it myself. It was, you know, everything looks smaller when you're soldering than it really is on camera when you watch people. Macho Nacho, other people have that's one other video or two other videos, you know, shout out to him. And you know, that's how I found out about this product. You know, so but it does what it's supposed to do. I would recommend actually getting the pre-done one. It's like, I think it's $40 for the DIY, and then it's $60 for the one already done up for you. That doesn't include the batteries. You gotta buy the batteries just on their own, so that's $50 for the batteries, pretty much the night core batteries. So the one that's done itself, all done up and ready to go, you don't have to do it yourself, actually has a battery meter. So for like 20 bucks more, you're getting a battery meter. But the one thing I did want to say is that 12-volt adapter that you use, the original one that comes with your Sega Nomad or for the Sega Genesis Model 2, it actually heats up really hot. And they don't, you know, so I didn't feel good about a 20-year-old adapter getting super hot. You know what I mean? So, so I opted to get the night core charger for like 20 bucks. And it fast charges, so you can fast charge those like in an hour. You know, it takes a bit longer, like I think 3 or 4 hours actually on the Sega Nomad, the Sega Nomad charger. So here on the Sega Nomad, it's just like you do on, it's top loading. So, you know, we'll put in a little Truxton here, like that, right? It's top loading. Put it down in there. And then I got the battery pack here. And they got this was a pain. This thing was a pain to put together. I got everything backwards like 4 or 5 times. I am dyslexic, so but see all these little things here, and the little things that grab on here, you can see them on the side, you know. And then there's like a little, you know, they should have instructions. Laser Bear, please send instructions, guys, because I had no clue. I ended up breaking off a little piece here on the side. It didn't seem to affect it, but anyways. So here's the back. And once I got it all right, I couldn't even figure out how to put it on because I had it on backwards. I'm like, this thing doesn't work. So anyways, you just line them up here. Line them up. Just line them up, and then you just push down like that. And then you're good to go. You're good to go. And it is a little wonky if it does get pushed up. If this does get pushed up, your game will just, you know, there won't be power. So it's not super touchy, but you got to be careful with it, right? So, and then you can just flip the switch, and you're good to go. You're good to go there. Yeah, Truxton. Can't go wrong with some Truxton, right, guys? Love Truxton. That game's been driving me crazy, absolutely crazy. So, without further ado, guys, let's go check out some gameplay. All right, guys, so here we go with Streets of Rage 2, one of my very favorite Sega Genesis games. And it absolutely looks great on this new screen upgrade on the Nomad. And this is one of my favorite Sega Genesis titles, and it looks absolutely awesome here on the Nomad. And it's just awesome to be able to slap this card in and just walk out the door and start playing some Streets of Rage. This game is way ahead of its time. I absolutely love the pixel art and the mechanics on the combo system in this game. And, you know, we were very lucky to be blessed with 1, 2, and 3 Streets of Rage games. And just recently, we got number 4 a few years ago. After 20-some years, we got Streets of Rage 4, and they knocked it absolutely out of the park with that Streets of Rage. And it was released on, I believe, you know, all platforms. And so anyways, I just absolutely love Streets of Rage, and I've had so much fun playing this game. And I just recently flipped the game for the first time and put in the time. It's a very short game. It's not very long. You know, you could beat this game in about an hour, hour and a half. And, you know, it was awesome to finally beat the game and do a playthrough on it. And, you know, so I love being Axel. I think he's my favorite character to play as in Streets of Rage. So here we go with some Truxton, and I absolutely love Truxton. It's becoming one of my favorite shmups that I've ever played, and it's been giving me a run for my money. I've been playing it on easy, and I've been having a heck of a time with it. They actually made Truxton arcade games, and I wasn't really aware of that. And there's 1 and 2, and they are a bit upgraded, the graphics and the music and the gameplay and everything. And I've been playing them on the Raspberry Pi, and they're great. Go check those out if you haven't. And but I think the only other way you can play Truxton on a handheld other than the Pi, I mean, I could be wrong, is the Evercade. They released it on a cart recently, and so I think that's super cool. But just, there's nothing, like I said, like popping in the cart, the actual hardware, and be able to just take it on the go with you, over 20 some years later, with these long extended batteries that last 7 hours. But the power-ups in this game, like the lightning beam that I think you can get up to 4 of them, and it's pretty tough to get up to 4. You have to get 4 Ps. See that P down there in the right-hand corner? You have to get like 4 of those, and then you can power up, and you get more oomph to your weapon to, upgrade. And but this game is so much fun. The soundtrack is awesome. It sounds so cool. So here we go with some Sonic 3, a little bit of Sonic 3, and I absolutely love all the Sonic games, and this one is just as good as 2 in my opinion. But they definitely took it a step further with 2 and 3, that's for sure. So here we go with Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist, and the comparison between Turtles in Time in this, there's a lot of similarities. Like the menu right there is exactly the same. The intro before that with April is the same. And throwing enemies, throwing the foot soldiers is harder in Hyperstone Heist, but I absolutely love Hyperstone Heist. It has its own charm over Turtles in Time. Like, it has Tatsu as a boss character, which is super cool, from Turtles 2, which you're able to face Tatsu. And playing here on the Nomad, man, the way they got that 3-button layout and stuff, is great for Street Fighter. And it's fairly comfortable in your hands. Well, that's gonna do it for gameplay, guys. Commercial break.
The world's first home console you can take on the go, Sega Nomad.
All right, guys, so that's the Sega Nomad, and I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions on the Sega Nomad, and what you think of the system. I forgot to mention that it does also actually, you can actually do 2-player. So there's the port right there for the second player, and then this becomes the actual controller for the first player, and then there's the AV out right here that connects to the TV. So it's actually a Genesis, like I was saying earlier, all on its own. So I mean, I think it's a great system. I think if you're a collector, it's a must-have. You should get a Sega Nomad. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I mean, it can get pricey. To actually send it in to somebody on eBay to recap it and all that and everything, I mean, it's like $160 for a recap and new screen and glass. I mean, it gets expensive, so it's not for everybody. I think I'm into mine like $400, everything said and done, so I mean, I really put a lot out on it. I've been wanting one for over 2 years, guys, and I finally got one. It was very nerve-wracking when I bid on that. And but my main suggestion is, actually, for what I went into this, you could actually buy one recapped screen for, it's better. It's an easier route. If you don't want to deal with that, I like modding. I like fixing things up, and I wasn't even able to, really do this mod on my own. I was too nervous. So that's why I had my buddy do it, So I would suggest just going out and buying one all done up, new screen. And I mean, I basically ended up paying the same price for the Nomad in the end of it, so it's just easier. If if you want to learn and stuff, this isn't the system to learn on. You gotta, and I practice all the time with my soldering and stuff, so I can do these kinds of things, yeah, so let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this system. I mean, like I said, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. The D-pad, I forgot to mention that the D-pad, yeah, this D-pad is awesome. It has like that, really nice, You know, I mean, I don't know why other companies didn't copy that more. But all right, guys, that's gonna do it for today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell for all future notifications, for all future uploads, so you don't miss any more of Misfit Chris Rules videos. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.